Welcome to Count Me In. I'm your host, Adam Larson, and today's episode I have the pleasure of speaking of Naranzul Ganzoring, the founder of Finsight Academy and a true changemaker in Mongolia's accounting and finance community. In our conversation, Zula shares her inspiring journey from a high school student fascinated by numbers to studying and teaching accounting abroad, and ultimately returning to Mongolia to empower the next generation of finance professionals. You'll hear how her time in UK shaped her perspective, what sparked her passion for management accounting, and why she's decided to launch an academy focused on practical, forward-thinking education back home. Zula also opens up about the challenges of introducing new accounting concepts in Mongolia, the importance of building collaborative professional community, and how she balances life as an entrepreneur, educator, consultant, and mother. Stay tuned for a candid and insightful discussion about embracing change, building networks, and shaping the future of finance in Mongolia. Zula, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I'm excited to have you here as we're going to talk about a bit about your journey and what's happening over in Mongolia for accounting and finance professionals. But I wanted to start with what inspired you to begin your journey in finance and accounting, and then kind of what led you to the management accounting track.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Adam, for inviting me to be part of this great podcast. And I am honored and excited to be here, sharing my experiences with all of the fellow IMA members around the world. So, about my journey in my early career, I was in my high school. I was more interested into maths and numbers, and then I thought maybe okay, I'll just choose something related with business. I at that time I didn't know what accounting was, and then I started my university, and there was this class called accounting course for 4 years, but 2 years you study in Mongolia, and the next 2 years you go to the UK. So I basically chose the profession just because I thought, okay, maybe going to London might be nice. So that's how it all began. And then after the first semester of the basic accounting roles and introduction, I actually fell in love with the subject. And even though it has nothing to do, not nothing to do, but very little to do with maths and stuff, still accounting principles and all those basic understandings were quite interesting for me. So, therefore, I just finished my study 2 years in Mongolia, and then I went to UK to finish the next 2 years of my study over there. So, in Mongolia, I was studying bachelor lessons as well as foundation papers of the qualification called ACCA. So, and in the UK, I was able to also continue the ACCA journey over there. So, yeah, that's quite the journey that I had in the beginning.
That is quite the journey, and and it's really cool that you've been able to kind of connect with accounting in different locations around the world and kind of make it apply to what you're doing, and that you enjoyed it as opposed to just going into a subject and not enjoying it, but you actually enjoy the accounting side of things.
Yes, I did. That's actually very surprising because some of my friends or classmates, when they go deeper into the accounting principles to the second semester or third semester, they're like, okay, this is not for me. I'm going to choose a different class. But
Hmm.
for me, it was quite interesting, and also it was very practical and useful because my father is a business owner in Mongolia. He has been in the business for almost 28, 9 years right now. So therefore, he's a very hardworking man. I obviously look after my father. So he works very busy, with his all, businesses and branches. So every business needs an accountant, obviously. So
Hmm.
whatever I learned, I was able to see how it applies in the real world as,
Hmm.
working as an intern for my father's company at that time. So basically, for my first year, I just finished the basic principles of the accounting, and then I started working as an intern. So for me, like learning and applying in the real world, it was very interesting. It still is.
Yeah, it really is because it allows you to really put into practice the principles that you've been learning and apply it and say, hey, this is actually helpful. So I wanted to talk a little
Yes.
bit about your organization, Finsight Academy. You started your Finsight Academy. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. Finsight Academy. has been established in 2022. So that means, right after the pandemic. So we all had some, crazy years to just sit and reflect like what we're doing and how we want to proceed in the future. So I also had that. While also, I used to be a teacher, ACCA teacher at the University of Finance and Economics in Mongolia. It was a university that I studied, and then later on I joined as a teacher. So I actually found my passion in teaching, and also I found myself more into applying those what I was teaching. So I wanted to teach and also show my students to apply those skills and theories in the real world. So that's what uh, motivated me to start a consulting business. So I started doing some background researches and market demand researches, whatever, in my during my free time while I was working since 2020. So that's where the Finsight Corp was established first. Yeah, and then I established Finsight Academy 2 years later, and I wanted to specialize more into management accounting concepts and applications in Mongolia, because as I was, researching about the main problems here in the business world, the main thing was the managements of the businesses were not getting enough information to make decisions. I also had, much more resources and able to see it just from my dad, like what he's encountering, what he needs. So, and also he has different types of businesses that he owns. So that was a really great case for me to begin how is management accounting is working in Mongolia. So that was the
Hmm.
question that I started digging on more. And then I thought, okay, we need management accountancy in Mongolia, all of the businesses, especially SMEs. And then we had no talent for, management accountants. Like people were like, what's the difference? That's the same
Hmm.
accounting. Like accountants should know, all of the things. What does management accounting mean? So I still have this question, most of the time from my clients, from my friends, fellow colleagues. So I thought, okay, so now I need to train the professionals first. So in
Yeah.
order to train the professionals, I also wanted to teach them something more forward thinking, innovative, and as well as easily applicable to their careers at any stage. So that's why I was looking into IMA certifications, and I thought, okay, CMA, that's the one. And as someone who studied ACCA before, ACCA is more inclusive of all of the management accounting concepts, audits, financial reporting, everything. But CMA was solely focusing on all those management accounting decision topics, which were very interesting and very much needed for Mongolian professionals. So
Hmm.
that's how it all started with the Finsight Academy.
That's amazing. Maybe you can share, as a small business owner yourself, can you share some of the challenges that you had launching your academy, especially in a place where, management accounting concepts were completely unknown?
Yeah, it was only in books and theories, because on the
Yeah.
real practical life, people were like, "What is management reporting? How do you prepare the management reports, and what's it? Why is it different than the financial statements?" So these kind of questions just illustrated that how management accounting principles were not applied in Mongolia enough to
Hmm.
for SME owners to make on-time decisions for their businesses. So it was all happening in their head, So the accountants needed to step up and, upskill themselves, become, certified management accountants, and then help the organizations further. So that's how I saw. And also another challenges of being a small business in Mongolia, as you asked, is, in my opinion, it was the lack of the resources, especially financial resources. So even if you want, you can't really hire a full-time management accountant when you have like only 3 to 4 people working for you, and then you guys are just concentrating on the main operations, and then you just couldn't really afford their salary, because those management accountants should be certified, more skilled, they should be have their expertise. So that's why hiring those expert skills in SME businesses in-house was the main issue, in my opinion. So yeah, that's why I thought, okay, maybe I should start preparing the CMAs, and also, helping the businesses understand, especially the directors understand that why they need business I mean, management accounting, why they need management report, why is it different? So I have been doing, lots of public education trainings and speakings for since 2022. Yes, and I'm still doing it.
You're still doing it. Yeah, it's going to be I'm sure it's going to
Yeah.
be a journey kind of getting everybody on the same page and saying, "Hey, this is what we need to have better accounting practices to make our businesses more successful."
Yeah, definitely. Because let's say, like, if the accounting was something like a coin,
Mhm.
one side was the financial accounting, and the another side was the management accounting. And people were only talking about financial accounting. So that's why they didn't know, management accounting importance and how they should differentiate the two roles. So I had to train both parties, accountants and directors. So they need
Mhm.
to have a better understanding of the management accounting. And then I needed to train their accountants and as well as encourage business owners to hire this kind of managerial accounting talents that I'm preparing. So that is basically what I am doing at Finsight Academy and Finsight Corp till now. Yes.
It's amazing. I love that. Maybe you could talk a little bit. How has your experience studying abroad and then returning home kind of influenced the way you approach education, your professional development?
That's a really nice question because I think it affects everyone, to be honest. Like when you go and study in a different country when you were young, like you have that fresh perspective about everything. So basically, people, I mean, me and my friends from Mongolia, we were thinking, okay, yeah, obviously UK is beautiful. Everybody loves London, everybody loves the cultures and everything, obviously. But we were seeing more of like what we can bring to our home after we
Mm,
graduate, like what kind of
yeah.
best experiences or knowledges, yeah, we can bring to our country. So I was looking how businesses are working and how professionals are being trained, and especially the university that I studied was a private university to train all of these certified professionals like ACCA members and AA members, like all the professional education sector they were more concentrated on. So they were very, very skilled, and both academically and professionally they were exemplary teachers. So I was like, okay, I have a good education and I wanted to apply these roles when I come back. So I had like knowledge and ideas and full of maps that I did while I was having new ideas and stuff. So that's how I studied. And also from the other perspective, when you were becoming independent adult on your own, away from your parents, obviously that also gives you so much more responsibility and have to take care of yourself both professionally and also into the different society. So I think it affected me, on every aspect of my life. And yeah, I'm really glad that I studied in the UK. It's a great country.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Well, and I love that you have the perspective of let me go and see what other people are doing so that I can help improve where I came from. Because sometimes people go
Yes.
and they never come back, and that's their journey. But your journey is, hey, I'm going to come back and help. And and I think it's amazing that you're bringing all these people together. Because I remember when you and I met in person, you were telling me about that you have you help like to bring all the accountants together, whether you're CPA, ACCA, CMA, you like to bring them all together. So maybe we can talk a little bit about what is it like bringing people from all the different disciplines together, but saying, hey, we need to have better accounting practices in our country?
Yeah, definitely. That's also all began because I was both studying for the degree and then later on I was teaching the degree and then I became a business owner. So I was also applying or hiring those talents. So therefore I was having an ideas from both parties, all of the parties actually. So I thought, okay, we need to join together, join our forces, learn from each other, and then we can
Hmm.
have a better impact in our business world in Mongolia. So I established this NGO called Amira for short. It's an association of Mongolian internationally recognized accountants, and I have people who have ACCS or CPAs from different countries, let's say US CPA, Australian CPA, Mongolian CPA, and then CMAs like us. And yeah, so, and also we have some people from CFA and PMI, like other degrees as well, because we wanted
Yeah.
to, enrich our community as much as we can. So therefore we can have a better, knowledge sharing experience, and as well as to have a better network that we can, rely on, or, just share our ideas with. So that is also going pretty well. And I was trying to introduce this CMA degree in Mongolia for the first time. So I saw all of the challenges, and I saw how hard it was to make people understand why you need to value or hire internationally recognized professionals in business. So I had to, increase my reach in the community. So that's why I thought, okay, we need to join forces, we need to learn from each other. And also, finance people tend to be a little bit more, introverts, and, just doing their work and being
Hmm.
just going home and work. So I thought, okay, I need to gather them together, and we can have some other, non-work related activities and community services among us. So that's how it all started, and it's going pretty well so far. Yes.
That's amazing. Maybe you can share just what are some of the things you've learned kind of developing that community and bringing everybody together?
Yeah, the thing is, all of these internationally certified or recognized professionals, they are very, very skilled, obviously, and they have very good experiences, or, real life changes that they're making in their companies. But when we share that together, we learn from each other, not only on a personal level, but on companies level. Like, okay, this
Yeah.
company is, bringing forward sustainable activities. This company is doing, gender neutral financing activities, whatever. So we could learn from each other, or have this synergy of working together, collaborating together as companies as well. So that also gave me, even more benefits, more than just the professionals themselves, even on the business levels. And also we were able to train ourselves with different skills. Well, let's say for our certified professional degrees, we learn more into the hard skills, accounting skills, and knowledge. So, and then we wanted to have some soft skill sessions as well. So, yeah. So we wanted, like, okay, let's bring together, let's have this training. So it's all very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I love that. It's really amazing because, sometimes, you don't have the folks who have these different certifications, they stick with the other folks who have those certifications. And it's rare to see them all come together, and to see them all come together and say, let's apply the best practices so that we can improve all of our organizations is really
Definitely.
inspiring.
Yes, and that's just an example. All accountants need some kind of project management skills, but we have
Hmm.
those project management professionals, PMP members, who can, come and share their experiences with us, or they can teach accounting related professional management skills for us. And then all of the project managers, they need accounting knowledge, they need, finance knowledge. So then we can teach
Hmm.
them. So that's just how it works, and it just became bigger than I anticipated at first, because I was only thinking about, professionals and community, and then it began this whole new level of knowledge sharing base in Mongolia. And also, as you know, Mongolia is a small country. Land size wise, we're big, but people wise, we're like only 3.5 million people. So sometimes we need to be closer to each other and learn
Hmm.
from each other in order to accelerate the growth of the business, or, any other thing, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it's really inspiring, and I have to ask, you have many roles. You're an entrepreneur, you're an educator, a consultant, and a mother. What kind of keeps you motivated to keep going and keep doing all this?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just trying my best every day. That's what I could say. Because some days are not that great, having a business and managing a team, and also teaching these, certifications. It's not an easy thing to do, but I am, converting my passion into work. I am doing what I love. So that's why
Hmm.
I'm not, that tired or burnt out all the time. But I also have some other struggles, like managing time and, work-life balance and everything, like everyone does. But
Hmm.
I think the core is I found what I love to do. So I somehow manage. And I'm trying more and more to happily work and happily live in
Hmm.
my own terms. So that means I don't want to, spend 20 hours of my life just for work, or I don't want to
Yeah.
just stay at home and do nothing for 20 hours. Like I needed those kind of balance. So sometimes if I want to have just, kids time, I will just stay home. Or sometimes if I want to, push the project, okay, I'll just go into work. So I also have a very supportive family members and friends, so I can rely on them. Yeah, so I still, trying my best every day. I won't say I'm perfect for this. I have my challenges every now and then. Yeah,
Of
but the
course.
core thing is I love what I do. I love my family, so I kind of manage everything in its own way.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the beautiful thing that sometimes if somebody works in a like a major corporation and you're going to the 9 to 5 and you're going to an office every day, you don't understand the side of small business that, that happens in many places around the US and many places around the world. There's so many small
Yeah,
businesses and it's a whole different atmosphere because you're in charge of everything and you're trying to do everything, plus you have your family life and everything else. You can't just go to the office and just leave it there and come home. Sometimes it comes with you.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
I
definitely.
I commend you because it's quite the challenge.
Yeah, it is really, yeah. Because for the corporate job, you can just do your part and go home and just
Hmm.
forget about everything. But, when you're a business owner, it's not, always your like boss image that people will think that it's cool. Actually, you have to do everything yourself. And
Yeah.
you won't work 9 to 5, but you will have work on your mind almost 24 hours a
Hmm.
day. So that's a challenge. So that's why it's important to start a business or start this kind of entrepreneur journey with what you really love to do and what brings you happiness. Because otherwise, it's a hard journey and people will be burnt out, obviously.
Yeah. Well, and that makes me think, as you yourself are a business owner and a CEO and you run your own business, does that give you an advantage when you're talking to other business owners, trying to help them understand that they need to have good accounting practices, that you can speak their same language and understand where they're at?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because that I think that is my main advantage. I think compared to other accounting professionals, because I know what it takes to run a business. I know what
Hmm.
kind of informations are needed, or how the daily operations work and how the business owners are in their heads. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of what they want. So it's easier for me to talk with the business owners. Okay, let's just separate financial accounting, management accounting. This person is responsible for this, and then another
Hmm.
management accountant is responsible for this. So it's like easier for me to make them understand. And on the other hand, I'm an accountant too, so it's also easier for me to let the accountants understand what their managers or boss or board want. And teaching wise, where I have my most passion is I used to study these international certifications, and it's really hard. I spent lots of time, and I think I cried a lot as well in between exams. It's really tiring, and
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't have the strong enough goal or this motivation, it's hard. Like you can just leave
Hmm.
it. So that's why I wanted to help my students and younger fellow colleagues to achieve their goals and to finish what they started. So, and I also know the struggles, so I'm not really teaching them from there. I was teaching with them, like guiding them, learning them
Yeah.
together. So that was also my another advantage.
Do you find you get pushback from leaders, especially if they've had their business for a long time and they have their way of doing things? Do you get pushback and saying, "Well, I don't want to, like, it's been working so far, but that doesn't mean it's okay."
Yeah, that's true. Of course, I have, lots of these challenges from other business owners, especially in between generations. People have different understandings of how
Hmm.
things should be run. So, of course, when I was dealing with someone like my father, I have to have a different strategy to talk with them, maybe. And then if I'm gonna, dealing with some, Gen Z boss, then I have to be also different. So I kind of, need to know who I'm dealing with first, and then I can have, better strategy to deal with. In Mongolia, when I first started my own business and advanced opening my academy and managing all of these things, I had the most challenges in to be accepted as a young leader or young business owner. That was the most challenge. Like we don't really
Yeah.
have that many issues, for the gender wise, like, equally accepted
Hmm.
here, and people respect women business owners over here. But the main challenge was like, you're too young. You're not old enough maybe to start a business. You're not old enough to know all these experiences. So those kind of challenges were quite real for me in the beginning few years. And then later I thought,
Yeah.
okay, everybody is learning. We are all learning for our lifetime. So I will just do my best, and then I'll help, you know, for the small businesses, if they really want to change their game, they really need to step up their accounting, especially to management accounting. So, that's, almost inevitable. So therefore I was like, okay, when the boss is not ready, okay, next boss. When the
Hmm.
leader
Hmm.
is ready, okay, I'll work with you. So I'm going something like this. I'm also, not really pushing myself too hard to gain more clients, to make more money. I'm more into like really bringing this change into the organization one by one. So I'm focused
Hmm.
on very few but very rich case companies to work with. Yeah, because management accounting concept is really big and interesting. So I need companies or clients that I can apply most of the principles in real life.
Hmm.
So that is how I'm advancing so far, because I'm also teaching, so I can't
Hmm.
really be full business owner or full teacher. I have to have them both in a balanced way.
You have to wear a lot of different hats throughout the day.
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't really seem like needing to change myself to for those hats. It's just
Hmm.
it seems like, okay, I'm a good fit for this,
Hmm.
for what I'm doing. That's my feeling. Yes.
So this has, been an amazing conversation, especially you've been sharing your journey with our audience. And, I like to ask this question, especially for people who are doing new things in spaces. And what is your vision for the future of finance education and professional development in Mongolia?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Let's get serious for that question. So I think we have a lot to grow in Mongolian, finance sector and education sector. And
Hmm.
in my vision, as I'm doing this Amira NGO and also this Finsight Academy to prepare future management accountants, I see that our roles are changing with the technologies. Everyone is talking about AI, everyone is talking about automation. So that is inevitable to come for us to the businesses. So we need to prepare ourselves ahead for those challenges. So
Hmm.
when the AI or automation, all of these new technologies emerge, we need to have right skills and right talent for that, and also we need to have ready companies to hire those talents.
Hmm.
Again, we need to do the educating for both sides, so that goes more effective than just preparing the accountants or just training the business owners. So therefore the education or training works both ways. And also I'm thinking that financial accounting is now pretty well developed in Mongolia, and we have a lot of room to grow in the management accounting side, because once we most of the automate our rules, and then we need to make decisions. I mean, not make decisions, prepare information for our managers to make better decisions for the company. So in the whole picture, better decisions for our life. So we will need many more good CMAs here in Mongolia.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think the better part of having this management accounting role is we can really tailor it to our own skills and own expertise and maybe even personality. Because financial accounting or all those standards are written anyway, but you can be only a good management accountant as unique as you can be. Because
Hmm.
all of the management reports are, basically rely on that management account skills and his or her visions of what kind of information that they need for the company to move forward. So yeah, that is another thing. And lastly, I think our country is developing country, and we will have many more international collaborations or investors, or maybe we can also launch our companies or branches in abroad as well very soon. It's already
Hmm.
happening here, so we have to be ready for that, which
Yeah.
means we have to speak the same language with the world, not English, but the business
Hmm.
wise we have to
Hmm.
be certified professionals. It doesn't matter if it's ACCA, CPA, CMA, but you have to have that credential in order to speak the same business language with other businesses around the world. Yeah, so that's what I think about the future of the Mongolian finance education.
Well, Zula, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciated getting to know you, getting to hear your journey, and I know that our audience will as well.
Thank you very much, Adam. It was lovely to be here.
This has been Count Me In, IMA's podcast, providing you with the latest perspectives of thought leaders from the accounting and finance profession. If you like what you heard and you'd like to be counted in for more relevant accounting and finance education, visit IMA's website at www.imanet.org.